last two Dream Cups tells us anything, or Dream Challenge, excuse me, they were both went to the last match, and I kind of expect the same thing here.
So here goes the first leg of this event.
And it's the first ball hit on this table as well, so the players not only here on the lag, but you'll see trying to get used to the conditions out there.
Okay, Team USA wins the right to make the opening break.
So they got a specific order here, Jeremy, that they've got to play in?
Yes,
yeah.
Yes, and that's been specified, and then they'll stick to that order. I believe the only variance may be in a rollout situation to where if a player has to roll out and then say the incoming team accepts, well then they'll lose their turn back at the table. It'll move on to the next player. All right, well there you go, corner ball in first.
Well, the 9 almost got kicked in for the golden break.
I do love a golden break.
Not too bad for an opener, right?
Yeah, it looks like he's made 2 on the break, that being the 6 and the 2 ball, I believe.
Oh, just a couple of words on the regulation. It is 1 ball on the spot and no 3-point rule.
Right. But the guys will stick to a firm break. And here it is a team play, but not alternate shot. So Shane, for instance, will continue his inning. Until he either clears the table, for example, or misses. Now he's got a first tester here on the 4 ball. Now Shane, I don't know. I know you remember, Michael, the quality of runouts he made in the last match here in the Dream Challenge in 2018. It was incredible.
Well, we've got some stats gathered, and these numbers are pretty impressive.
Oh, yeah.
By Shane especially.
Yeah, well, he carried it on to win a Euro Tour event after we left Russia, and I think that Dream Challenge win was a big part of that. Is he falling a little straight here, maybe? A little flat on the 7? No, he's good. Now, one thing about Shane, and of course, because of his results, I don't think anybody's played under these conditions, these types of conditions, more than Shane.
I was going to say, is that why you and Johan put him out first?
Well,
obviously.
That and there's some other obvious reasons. He got a little out of line here on a 9 ball, though. Trying to draw back for the side pocket, I believe, and just ended up a little short, kind of close to it. Should be one he can handle, though.
Oh, he's playing for the corner.
Yes. I think that's a smart play.
Okay, so it's Team USA takes the first rack. So just to run through, it's each match is race to 5.
Yeah, correct.
Alternate break, 30-second shot clock. I'm so excited to hear that there's a shot clock. I always want to call the clock on these players.
So you must have been missing some during the Kremlin Cup, right?
I was gagging for a shot clock to come in. So there's 1 extension per rack per team. Like what Mike said earlier, 1 ball on the spot, no 3-point rule, no timeouts. But can the coaches come and speak to the players whilst they're in the middle of the match?
In between games.
In between games.
Yeah, I believe so. And then also, the only real difference in the shot clock from the Mosconi Cup is it's 30 seconds after the break here instead of 60.
A bit tougher.
Yeah, so you have to be on your toes when it comes to making a quick decision.
Well, I'm not quite sure about this one. I was thinking that right after the break, you're supposed
we almost had our 9 ball.
to have a double.
Yeah, but they changed the rule here.
I see.
Yeah, the rule here has been changed. So we have our first dry break and our first, most likely, obviously, push-out situation. I would think something like a kick shot, pushing out some type of rail first.
Oh, well, Jeremy, let me ask you, do you think if we are going to see like more these kiss shots, wild kiss shots on the 9, on the break shot?
Well, absolutely. Anytime you're using he's gone too far here, so He was trying to tie the 3 up while leaving that kick shot I was talking about, and now he's kind of put himself in jail. So I don't know if he can afford to go for this. He may have to tie up the 3-4 again.
Well, there is probably a tutorial escape.
Yeah, but this is not an easy hit at all. Oh, great shot. Just to get the contact on the 1. But normally, yes, like the Mosconi Cup and last year, we had 60 seconds, but I think we just wanted to speed up play a little bit, just that extra bit. And I think as far as pressure is concerned, I think it's a good thing.
Well, it's interesting seeing Fedor obviously participating in this because he can get into the Mosconi Cup on the Team Europe ranking points. So it's quite interesting that we have this matchup here, and we just have the last Euro Tour left, and it's like neck and neck between him, Ruslan, Clenti Caci, Ralph. I don't think I've ever seen it so wide open for Team Europe rankings. I mean, Marcus has a big job on his hands.
Sure does, and I know that Federer and Ruslan are going to play some doubles, I believe, in this event. So that would be even more interesting to watch if you're Marcus, how they gel, which is probably going to be pretty solid. Okay, a little light there, so now he's going to have a little issue because he may have to play a 5-6 combination.
I forgot the combos are back. I'm feeling like I was on 10 ball for the Kremlin Cup. Now I'm excited. I've got the combos back.
Yeah, you can play an early winner here, but if the 8 wasn't there, he'd move the cue ball across the table and back, and he still may do so. It's just a little more difficult. I think I would just stick to the combination to guarantee the shot on the offensive play.
The conditions here, I mean, the equipment, the cloth, I think, might be even more slippery than there during the Kremlin Cup event.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, it is absolutely brand new, so just I think maneuvering the cue ball wouldn't be that hardy, just in case you want to send that whitey around.
Yeah, and another interesting thing here, you see the Garmin up in the screen there. In some of the other matches, the guys will be wearing a heart monitor.
Oh, I'm so excited for these.
Yeah.
I feel like, we should be introducing heart monitors into our Matchroom events as well. I think it's so exciting. We used to do it a few years back, but now the technology these days are just crazy. We should be doing it.
Yeah, it's going to amaze you, really, how jacked the heart gets, and these guys still perform.
But it's more the opponent that's sitting in the chair.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
And it's their heart rate that's going up.
Okay, so after a rollout, we've seen a pretty solid out by Fedor Gorst.
So overall, it's the first team to 10 points in the ABN Billiards Dream Challenge. It's been played over 3 days. Each match is rated 5. Looking likely to go 1-1 here. Fedor takes this.
I think he fell kind of straight here, so he's got a decision. Does he shoot the 9 from a little more distance and a little more cut, or does he try to draw the cue ball back into more straight in, kind of where he's standing?
Well, I like just stopping the cue ball right there. Unlike Federer, apparently. Makes it perfect.
Yeah, I think if the side pocket was a chance of a scratch or something like that, I think he would have taken the longer shot. But these guys are so good with the control.
That's a 1-1 now here, the Dream Challenge. First rack taken by Shane Van Boening, second by Fedor Gorst for Team Russia. It's nice and packed out there, Jeremy, isn't it?
Yes, and very pro-Russia crowd, but that's to be expected.
I know, you expect it. I always feel bad for Team USA because they always have the crowd against them. When they go for the Mosconi Cup, it's always Team Europe fans.
Actually, as far as I know, this year some Americans got the invite, through the embassy or whatever, some expats, some people are just working here, just staying here as tourists. So I was hoping to see more of the American crowd.
Well, it's just day one.
And actually,
it's just day one, so we may see more.
This is the reason, actually, we were inviting more Russians just to make the things level.
Well, I don't hear any Americans screaming out there, but I might be cheering them on. So it's quite obvious that I'm quite biased here. So
yeah, nothing
I'm
wrong with
cheering
that.
on Team USA.
Okay, so we saw a break and run by Shane, and then a dry break by Federer, and now another dry break. Balls broke nice, though. They just, none of them hit the pocket. Lots of movement on the one ball, which is pretty much what Billy was trying to do, I'm sure. Stefanov's got a nice starter on the one and a nice open two with the 3 near. So it'll be interesting to see how he plays this. He can play for a cut on the side pocket pretty easily, or he could come across the table for the 3 in the upper right.
Well, once again, for the first recs of the match, just trying to stay a little bit more conservative, not moving the cue ball that much to feel the speed of the table.
Yeah.
Just once again, the end of this rec is pretty easy, like stop, the 5 and the 6 to the side, and the 7 is sitting there. Well, he is perfect on the 3, though.
Yeah, he made a nice shot, and I think that was okay to move the cue ball from the 2 to the 3. And to play your best pool for the most part, you got to play it kind of like you would any other event. Occasionally you make, because the table plays so slick, you make a few different adjustments, but overall you really can't kind of let it bother you mentally. You just got to go with it.
I mean, there's nothing much that Billy can do here. He's just sort of sitting and waiting for an opportunity, isn't he?
Yeah, and that's how the team match is. The team match, sometimes, these guys play the Mosconi Cup, some of them many years in a row, and you really never even get the opportunity in the team match just for one reason or another. Big moment here, though, early to go up 2-1, and Russia will be breaking off in game 4.
Pace just feels so much quicker and speedier, doesn't it? I mean, personally, I enjoy this kind of pace for a tournament. I think it's more exciting. Obviously, everyone's different in their opinions, but...
And I think you'll see it. You'll see it a little bit more at the beginning. The pace be a little quicker until the guys settle in with the shot clock and really become familiar with it again. It's a weird thing. Maybe these guys and all pros should probably practice at the pool rooms with the shot clock more often.
Well, I think I remember for last year for the Mosconi Cup, Clenty Catchley was not used to obviously having the shot clock. And in the practice room at the World Cup of Pool last year, he was actually practicing with his phone for the 30-second shot clock. And obviously, if they're not used to it, they need to be practicing with this.
That was a very smart decision.
Yeah, and you need he's a bit slower player at times. Now, he played pretty quick at the Kremlin Cup, which I was happy to see. I think that rhythm can really help him, helps everybody. But, yeah, you have to have a couple different types of routines whenever you have a shot clock involved.
Well, actually, when it comes to the shot clock, I've seen so many so-called slow players who played even better under the shot clock.
Sure.
You just have to make the decision there and then. We saw it classic with David Alcady at the Kremlin final. He had so long to take. It was going back and forth, and he ended up taking too much time, really, and possibly making his mistake then.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know much about this player here.
Serge. He's a great straight shooter.
Mm-hmm.
Not quite as how you say it. Not quite as great with the cue ball at times. His position play can vary. But
actually,
he is one heck of a shot maker.
He was kind of a run and gun player. But last year I think he just was trying to change a little bit. So he was the one actually trying to change his very quick pace, to more slower play.
It's the shot clock you can hear buzzing in there.
Yeah, not sure he's got problems here unless he has a 4-9 combination.
What about the combo, yeah?
It's not easy, though. But you can see he's young, right? So that's,
He's 21.
Yeah, and, you see a guy like Federer who's already so seasoned at a young age. That's not the most common thing. You see it takes some guys quite some time to mature in the game.
And I was going to say, what's Serge's experience in this kind of conditions, under sort of the TV cameras? Has he had much experience in this before?
Yeah, of course. He was involved both times, last year and 2 years ago in this very event, Dream Challenge. Also, he's been on the Euro Tour, I think, since pretty long. Maybe since 16 at least, or maybe even 15, yeah.
Yeah, good guy, too. I really like him. Real pleasure to be around. Now here he's got a bit of a two-way shot, I think, if he wanted to bank the 4 at the upper left-hand corner and try and play the cue ball behind the 7. Or just simply play the cue ball behind the 7. One of the two. Sometimes the two-way shots they can get away from you a little bit.
I wonder if Tyler woke up a different person after the next night after he won the event, the Kremlin Cup, I mean.
Oh no, I'm sure it's just done well for him, and I kind of believe he's going to leave that behind him. I mean, he's got a job here. Okay, another tough shot coming on the 5 ball. So that's what I mean about his. Of course, it could happen to any of the guys out here right now because of the table. They're trying to get used to it, but you could see the cue ball got away from him a little bit.
I guess that's where it's good that they have this team/Baker match for the first part in the tournament, because it gives all of the 5 or 6 players the opportunity to come at the table, test out the conditions, instead of it just being on the onus of that first player that comes out for that first match as such.
Yeah, it's important, I'll tell you. He really does have a lot of talent, though, Serge does. And you would never see him take that much time on a shot like this before, so he's definitely changed a few things. For some reason, like Team USA is like cursed in this first opening match when it comes to the Mosconi Cup and the Dream Challenge.
So it's a 3-1 to Team Russia in the ABN Billiards Dream Challenge. We're here at the Bazaar Club in Moscow. My first time here and I'm thoroughly enjoying it. I mean, this club is brilliant. I've never seen such a beautiful club, like pool club, in my life. The amount that we've sort of been into, I just think it's like, the food's lovely here, all of they've got like a pro shop and everything. It just seems so like professional, which is really weird for pool.
Can you imagine I had a quick chat with Max Eberle and he confessed that this is from now on his most favorite club in the whole world.
Well, there you go. And he's been to a few, and the service as well. They treat you like gold, and that's just not us being here. I see them. They treat all their patrons like gold, and just for future notice, it's free pool here at the Baza. Doesn't matter if you're playing pyramid, snooker, 3-cushion, or American pool.
And I learned the pyramid snooker as well. The guys were chatting me through it for the final on Saturday. I feel like I'm learning so much this week, sitting here listening to Jeremy.
It's a crazy game, that pyramid. It's incredible to watch those guys play, the top players and the ladies.
And actually, this young guy, Maxim Dudanet, he has like a Russian pyramid experience. He was raised as a pyramid player first, but then he switched to pool. And he is pretty consistent in this game.
Yeah, the cue ball really got the cue ball in a nice place there. Skyler can get a piece of this 1 ball, that makes a big difference on trying to play safe, or he may pull out the jump cue. Our first extension, is that right? I think he just called extension. I think he's gonna try and see if maybe he can jump this ball. Now we're playing 9 ball, and like the Kremlin Cup, they don't have to call it. So sometimes on these kick shots, you'll see a bit more speed trying to create some luck. Good hit there, sending the 1 in a good direction. It's going to leave a shot, but not an easy one.
Well, speaking of different rules set up, I think I've heard of one version of a 9 ball where you have to call the 9 actually only.
Yes.
All other balls being random.
Right. I don't think I've ever played that in a pro tournament though. I don't recall anyways. Okay, nice hit there. He's going to have to make a nice shot here, though, not only to pocket the 2 if he wants, but to get position on the 3. He may just roll this in and take a long-distance cut on the 3.
Actually, I suggest, I suppose that the middle of the table will do.
Yeah, what I would worry about maybe is getting over top of the 7. The table sometimes doesn't bounce so hard with the... oh, he caught the point, just stayed there. So almost surely to see a safety here. He's got the 4, 8, and 9 to either play the cue ball or the 3 behind.
Four, 9, and the 8 were pretty massive wall of blockers. There's an easy escape for Sky.
Yeah, you may even be able to see a sliver of this. If he can see a sliver of this, he's got a big advantage to get back behind that 4, 8, 9.
That's a 2-rail kick. Oh no.
He may have left a window there. I don't know. I think he did. Yeah, he left actually a cross-side bank that's on where Dudadets can draw the cue ball back underneath the 4 for a little protection as well.
Or for another bank shot, like on the bank combo on the 9.
Maybe.
Once again.
Okay, he's hitting a high ball, so he's kind of... That was a nice shot.
He's going to catch the 9, I suppose.
I think he's going to go by him. It's just a matter if he puts a lot of speed. I think he may catch a piece of the 8, is what I think. Yeah, like that. Smart play, though, because he knew he had to get back over to get a decent shot at the 6. And he's kind of on the fence here, Michael, or he's going to go forward with the cue ball or draw it back over behind the 7. I kind of like going forward, but it could get away from you.
So I believe he's called his extension here.
Oh, he's missed that one. And that's a good place to call the extension because he knew if he makes the 6, that's kind of the winning shot. Like we see in the Moscone a lot of times when the guys are on the 9, they'll almost immediately call the extension just to gather themselves and know, hey, I need to take my time here because I win the game with this shot.
Sure.
So we may see the bank here from Sky, but can he get some position? Because I'm not sure the 7 passes the 8. Great shot. Uh-oh. It must pass. And a guy that has truly come into his own here in the last 18 months, 2 years. Of course, the reigning MVP of the Moscone Cup, and deservedly so.
Now, this probably was the reason he joined Shane Van Boening as 2 selections for Team USA.
Well, yeah, but he also followed it up with a win at the Derby.
Yeah, the all-around, yeah.
Yeah, one heck of a year last year. A nice finish at the U.S. Opens. So I don't think you heard any arguments from anybody when those 2 were selected.
No, definitely not. It was kind of, say, expected, but you know, it was obviously with Shane Van Boening and Skyler, like you said, being the MVP, and it got him his place into the Whirlpool Masters this year as well, which he went deep in as well. Although I'm not sure about announcing them that early. I think they get too comfortable, they get too relaxed. We should keep them on their toes throughout the year.
Maybe.
Maybe I'm just a hard ass with it.
Well, it's a good argument, that's for sure, you know. But those guys are, you know, you don't accidentally have the years they're having. They're hard workers, so.
I agree.
Okay, a nice break off there. Now, what's the 2 going to do? Is it going to get right over the side? It is. So a good chance for Ruslan to get started here, get these guys on the heel. And I think with the wooden rack, just like the Moscone, the guys can't check the rack. I think playing the 1 in the side is going to be probably the best bet on the break as far as trying to predict something. And wow, a 2-rail scratch. Yeah. Big turn of events here.
So it's 3-2 currently to Team Russia. A scratch there, I believe. USA at the table.
And in Ruslan's defense, that was his first shot at the table. He probably expected the English to take a little more off the second rail and dive into the middle of the side rail a bit more, and we see a shake of the head, so he should be all right.
Obviously, I'm not a pool expert, but it just does seem that, you know, the cloth, the balls, everything is a bit quicker right now, and that's obviously, like we were saying, with the table conditions, the lights.
Oh,
It
yeah.
must be tough for these players to just adjust like that. You know, they've been here practicing all afternoon, and they're in the tables at the back, but the conditions, as soon as you go to the main table, it's exactly like our events as well. It just completely changed. It must be so hard for them to mentally have to just adapt and change. And
Well, that's the mental side of it is exactly where you're at with that, meaning they understand. We explain what's going on when it comes to the physics side of the game, how it changes. And we also have a few different ways that we can kind of simulate the conditions, so that makes a big difference, I think. And we talked about it all the time. It's all about the deflection of the cue ball. We all know the pockets play a little easier when the felt is new and the table's dry, but it's all about how you control the cue ball after it leaves your tip to the object ball. That's where the difference is.
I guess there's no other player that knows that than Shane Van Boning. He has all the experience when it comes to these sort of conditions.
Yeah, and that's, you know, you'll see it with the heart rate. That's what makes everyone tend to overhit the ball a little too much anyways, so you have to keep yourself contained. Now, this is an interesting shot. Does he have enough angle to come all the way over, or does he have to slide this up with some inside?
I like going for the short side of the 8-ball.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering there. And that's the type of thing that he's going to immediately be more comfortable, I think, than anybody else on our team, at least. Don't want to speak for the Russians too much, but I would still have to bet probably more comfortable than anybody on the planet, maybe, Shane.
Okay, so it's 3 apiece here in the first match of the ABN Billiards Dream Challenge, USA versus Russia. We did think that Russia was going to kind of get away with it a little bit at the beginning, didn't we? But it's 3-all.
Yeah,
Early days.
That's how sports is. You never know. All right, so Corey Deuel, I think a big moment for him, not only to maybe snatch the lead, but make up for a little bit of a mistake on that push out earlier, and that was the slick table getting away from him.
So exactly like, I'm just comparing it with our matchroom event, so players can't check the rack here.
No, which I like.
Yeah.
I like it too.
I'm loving this new rule. I think it's great. It stops them from, you know, they go and check the rack. They can't do nothing about it. Obviously, they're looking for where the gaps are and things like that, but you might as well just get on with it. And
and it creates a lot more variety.
Yep.
Suspenseful, really, because you're wondering, you know, you're going to see the guy's eyes after the break. They're watching 8 or 9 balls fly around to see if one hits the hole. Am I going to get a shot? A nice opener there, and felt a little unfortunate, so we'll see if he plays safe. I think he can bank the 3 up and kind of tuck the cue ball behind what would be the 5 and the 8. Again, maybe a 2-way shot.
Extension called from Corey as well. I'd like to see him take this rack down. Obviously, like I said, I'm a little bit biased. But just to give him that confidence there to set up the rest of the evening and the rest of the tournament.
Yeah, and it wasn't like, you know, he didn't miss a ball there on that rollout. It was just, again, the slick table. He was trying to do a little something with the 3 and the 4. He's made a nice opener on the 2-ball, though, so that'll boost some confidence. Oh, good control there. Now, did he make it? He'd love to make this. That's right.
Yeah, that's a great two-way shot.
Mm-hmm. And
like had the ball stayed on the table, there's a sure safety.
Yeah, and that's another thing too. We want to keep our guys aggressive. That's how you became a great player, is being aggressive. So if it's there, you know, don't be timid. Now, did that go far enough? Oh, this is interesting. I don't know if
I guess he can play it rail first.
Yeah, that is surprising there. That there was any chance of getting snookered.
Yeah, but the scratch is on in case he decides to go rail first, and with this position of the 6.
Yeah, he's got to ease it. So he's going to be right over that pocket if he doesn't scratch. Oh, he drew it. Is he going to get a roll?
Yep.
Yes, well, I don't know if he has the corner or not. This will be close. Yeah, this is going to be really close. He definitely has the side.
The side, yeah.
But you can see how thin that is, and cue ball probably going into the 9, something like that. Great shot. So
Nice
Corey has
shot.
come with
Super
the 2-ball, the 3-ball bank,
Come
the
on, Corey.
5-ball, the 6 on the
Yeah.
side. Well, Corey came up yesterday afternoon, and he came as soon as I saw him. He said he had probably one of his best practice sessions in years.
Nice.
So for him to say that, it must have been. He said he felt like he figured a little something out.
Do you think it's just being here together with all of the players and, they talk amongst each other? They must bounce off of each other and get advice and...
Oh,
certain
absolutely.
things.
Absolutely. And I think everybody's different when it comes to focusing, but the focus factor, period, it's there with the rest of the guys, so it's going to make you even stay more in tuned.
So it's 4-3 to Team USA.
Yeah, right. And believe it or not, during previous 2 years, Team USA never won the opening match.
Well, that's what I was saying. We're cursed in the Mosconi Cup as well, it seems like.
Hopefully
So
this is a turn of events.
I hope you didn't speak too soon there.
Well, we'll just talk a little bit about it, because obviously this is the Dream Challenge race to the Mosconi Cup. So we do have Team USA here, all 6 of them. We've got Skylar and Shane, who are already on the Mosconis. Then you've got Billy, Tyler, Max and Corey, who are all fighting for these remaining 3 spots. So this whole 3-day tournament is, they're next on the line really for the Mosconi Cup. So
Absolutely.
every shot out there counts. He's got you and Johan, looking down on what they're doing.
Yeah,
It's a
and no
big
one's
thing.
secure yet, that's for sure. So now really, Billy, I don't think he did anything but break dry earlier. So his first look at a ball that can get pocketed, maybe a safety, and you can see it. Oh my, okay.
Oh, that's
so
a nasty kiss.
yeah, and that's the one where the cue ball deflected. He put a little left English on it, and the cue ball kind of deflected into the object ball a little bit more than he had expected. We can see a possible early 2-9 winner, though.
I wonder if there is a combo on the 8.
There is, but the 1's going to have some pace on it, so it's all about controlling the 1 as well. Oh, he's playing safe. I don't think he's shooting this combination. Oh, he's
Watch
lost
out!
the cue
Watch
ball.
out! The corner.
Yeah. So now Billy will
Billy's
really...
loving this,
yeah,
isn't he?
He'll be in a really nice position to get started with ball in hand. Nothing better than that.
Take advantage of it, Billy.
Yeah, and the run out's there, so he'll come 1 rail for the 2 in the side, I believe. The 3's close enough to the pocket. He can play from above the 4. We're playing all ball fouls. Gotta pay attention to that. Which I think is the only way to play for professionals. Very clear cut. If a ball moves while you're at the table, it's a foul.
They must be used to that by now. I might be just saying it sort of naively, but all matchroom events obviously are no ball fouls. But is it all ball fouls? Sorry, is that quite a common thing for big tournaments these days, or?
Yeah, I think it's going more towards that for sure. And it's just a better way to play for professionals. Like I said, it's a clear-cut rule. Your opponent in other tournaments, when you move a ball besides the cue ball, they have a choice to put it back. But who knows really where it was? You're changing a lot of things. So at a professional level, I don't think it's even close on what rule we should play by.
Was that one of Billy's famous bank shots? That's what he's good for,
Well, he's
right?
a great banker, yeah. We actually have Skylar, of course, is a great banker. Of course, Shane's a great banker. Tyler, Corey, Max. Corey just won the bank tournament at Derby a couple years ago. So very well-rounded team when it comes to pocket billiards. And one thing about Billy, he can sometimes, he's such a fighter. He can sometimes get himself going a little bit. Like that's the one with the heart rate that I can't wait to really watch is Billy.
I feel like he just plays with his heart on his sleeve, and he's just so passionate about the game. That's where you see it come through. Like, it's just so natural to him, and it's good to see you play like that as such.
Yeah, he's a warrior. Billy's a warrior, that's for sure. And that one's gotten away from him a little bit. So again, he's got to tidy up a little bit on the position, but getting used to the table, that should get better as the match goes. So he's
I
gonna,
think he's okay here, just going maybe 2 rails around.
yeah, with a little kill spin.
Must be a good feeling for him to take this down, to take obviously the team match. It'll get them very pumped for the rest of the evening, won't it?
Yes, indeed. And
He's just got the 9 ball here to take for USA to take the first point, and he does. So it's 5-3 Team USA, and they take the first point of the ABN Billiards Dream Challenge.
yeah, and they all got a lot of time at the table. The only one that didn't really get much at all is Tyler.